I'm sitting here with Samuel, and we've had a great time doing work together. He is in the process of publishing the book, has the manuscript done. Why don't you start by giving them the title of the book?
Hi, thank you. Yes, the book is called Creature Comforts in Space, and the subtitle is Designing Enjoyment and Sustainability for Off-World Living. So this is a design book for readers who want to learn how to create things for outer space, or just for the general public are curious about, what is life like off-world and why is it so difficult?
And why don't you tell them a little bit about your credentials in space, in the space industry?
For the past 30 years, I have been a futurist and space advocate. What that means is basically I have been promoting various aspects of the space industry and promoting space tourism, for example, and working with engineers, scientists
How long have you been trying to write this book?
for 20 years. For 20 years, I've been trying to write this book. I've had many drafts and many iterations, even try to do a screenplay, maybe turn into a piece of science fiction. I've done 24 plus presentations on designing for space tourism in some way, shape, or form. And I've done it at conferences all over the country, all over the world. Um, but turning it into a book was very hard. I had these grand ideas, but there was no rocket ship available in the 1990s or early 2000s. There was no private space station in the era either. And only just now are things coming to a head where the possibility of private space stations and off-world living is quite possible.
What do you think were some of the early challenges for you in getting the book done before you turned to a coach?
Um, Primarily discipline, being able to stay focused. I mean, I am a technical writer by trade, but as a technical writer, it's all about subject, verb, object, getting to the point, being super focused. And my job typically is to write instruction manuals on how to do a thing. Not very good for creativity and expression when you're trying to tell a story. So I basically had to like reinvent myself as a writer and learn how to be creative again and create prose as opposed to checklists. And I needed a little help, a little reminder, and that's where I called a book coach to help me out.
What did you appreciate most about the process that we went through?
Well, I learned that there's different types of editing. I didn't realize that there's a thing called a structural edit or a conceptual edit or other styles of editing besides just, correcting the grammar and the fonts and the style. It's there are other layers to it. In this case, basically building a whole outline and rebuilding it and then trying to figure out, well, who your audience really is.
Right. And what did you appreciate most about the feedback that you got?
Um, it was very humbling. Uh, you know, Writing is very personal, and one has to step back sometimes and realize, okay, you're not perfect. You have an idea, great, but if no one else understands you or appreciates you, then maybe you should step back and realize, okay, let's look at their point of view. Let's restructure the statements from their perspective. What do they want to know? What are they curious about? How do you reorganize that information so that, hey, I want to read this. This is pretty cool.
And some people out there seem to think that they have to quit their job or work on a book for 20 hours a week. How much time per week do you think you spend on the book?
Lost count. It varies. It varies. For a while there, I tried to set up like a schedule, like a morning schedule or an afternoon schedule. Didn't work. Ended up that just I waited till like when the kid was in bed, I'll have like an hour or two and I'll sit down and just write some stuff. And then I'll get up in the morning and do my day, do the whole day. And then in the evening, I'll have an hour or two, write some more stuff. Or sometimes in the middle of the day, I'll just use my phone with my voice to text feature, recite something, and then look at that later in the evening and transcribe that transcription into a proper paragraph.
How has the book helped with your credibility?
it has the book has helped me build a reputation as an expert. This is my calling card. I've been talking about this stuff for years, but no one's going to remember a slide deck 5 minutes after the presentation is done. By having a physical book, a physical object that I can actually show people and say, hey, check this out. That's like 30 years worth of information coalesced into these few pages. That helps build my reputation as an expert in this field.
What would you say to authors out there that think they have to wait to work on the book? Wait for the next promotion, wait until they retire, wait until the next thing in order to start making progress on the book.
Don't wait, just write. That's it.